So let's hear. So the next one here is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem animated movie that comes out on August 2nd. So I watched this yesterday. They had like a little pre-screening or whatever. So I watched that yesterday, and I was kind of iffy if I wanted to watch this or not. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Ninja Turtles, so I'll just straight up say that. Growing up, the Ninja Turtles was my thing, along with Batman the Animated Series. Ninja Turtles, I had all the toys. I had the little turtle van, the action figures, the Shredder, and I liked the movies. You know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. So I was that kid. Then they came out with that other adaptation or movie that came out like in 2014, I think. And then they did the sequel, I think 2016. Those were okay. Sometimes the turtles look kind of a little off to me. They were just okay. And so then they decided to make this. And like always, I start with positives, just like I did with Talk to Me. So the positives here, as you can see, here's a graphic, here's an image of Superfly. So I'm going to start up by saying this. I really liked Ice Cube as Superfly. I didn't think he would work in this, but I was definitely mistaken, because I did hear, I saw in the trailer, you know, Ice Cube is in this, and I was like, oh, it's gonna take me out of it. So I could tell it was Ice Cube. Obviously, it was Ice Cube, but it works. I thought he was pretty funny, and his overall character worked. Even the character design of Superfly is pretty awesome looking, along with other characters that are introduced here in the movie. I'm not going to go over to every single character, but the design of Superfly is pretty cool when you first see him, and then later on. Again, this is a non-spoiler review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, but it's just an overall cool design. So the casting of the younger actors to portray the turtles, I think this might be the first time that they've done something like that. So that was a different idea, different take. So I think it worked. Most of the kids, or the turtles, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael, they do sound pretty young. They sound like 10-year-olds to me, except Leonardo. Leonardo definitely sounds older. I don't know how old the actor who voiced him, I don't know how old he is, but he definitely sounds older. I mean, he is the leader, so maybe they wanted someone to sound like a leader, someone older. So their portrayal was done quite well. Then Jackie Chan. So Jackie Chan is portraying or voicing Splinter. So that was kind of cool. That was kind of interesting that they used Jackie Chan to be like this masterful, teacher of what would be the acts of a ninja. So it was perfect casting. He has a couple of funny lines in here that worked. So I thought that was interesting that they did that. Then we have, of course, we got April O'Neil in this, and she has her little moment to shine as well. So she was fine. She was cool. So when it comes to the turtles and the main characters, when it comes to the Ninja Turtles, they were all good. They all fit here in this little animated adaptation of the Ninja Turtles. So that was good. Let me see here. So the next one also I want to talk about is the villains that a lot of us know growing up, especially in the cartoons. We have Bebop and Rocksteady. So these are the characters, at least for me, and I think a lot of you guys too, who used to watch the Ninja Turtles cartoons. Bebop and Rocksteady, those were like one of the two main like little goons, or like the minions that we remember here. So they were cool. They were cool in this. Bebop is voiced by Seth Rogen, and Rocksteady by John Cena. They were overall pretty cool, especially to see them here, and the animation style that they use with them. And I think their design here in this movie is probably the best part of the movie. Even though whenever Seth Rogen voices a character, it really does take me out of it. You know, Seth Rogen voicing Bebop, and then he also voiced Donkey Kong in the Super Mario Brothers movie, it took me out. Now he's not in it that long, so it's fine, but I mean, it does take me out of it. But when they introduce Bebop and Rocksteady, I thought that was hilarious the way they did it. When you watch the movie, I think you'll know what I mean here. Let's see. So let's go into the animation style. The animation style of this movie, Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. So we have there's definitely some kind of inspiration from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It is the style is different, so it's not exactly the same, but I definitely see some inspiration there from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse here, and it works. I like that they went this route. At first I wasn't too sure about it, just like I was when they first showed the trailer of Into the Spider-Verse years ago. But this works. It looks good, especially on the big screen. It's like a nice little like painting and drawing, or whatever you want to call it. Different type of animation that works here. So I like that. And ultimately, I appreciated the look of New York City here, amongst this Ninja Turtle universe type of thing here. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I did like that. So let's see. So let's get into the negatives. So I think I already went over the positives here. So let's look into the negatives. And the negatives I have here. So there were a few jokes that didn't land with me, and I think some of the jokes, like this movie is not that the other Ninja Turtle movies or shows weren't targeted at kids. This one seems like it was more so, at least compared to the last attempt that they did with the Ninja Turtles, because I think those movies were like PG-13, and this one's a PG, a lot more kid-friendly movie. So some of the jokes like didn't land, at least for me, but there are plenty of jokes that did. So, but I would say that some of those jokes would come down to some of the negative components or elements here. Also, the origin. So we've all seen the origin of the Ninja Turtles. So they get into that here, which is something I guess you would expect when they're rebooting something. We've seen it. It kind of slowed down the pacing of the movie a little bit. But if we have some kids who've never seen Ninja Turtles or don't know much about it, they're just discovering Ninja Turtles. I mean, it's cool for those kids, because like I said, it is targeted more for kids in this. But for me, someone who grew up with Ninja Turtles, seeing the origin again is kind of like, it kind of slowed it down for me. So it's kind of like seeing the origin of, let's say, like Spider-Man, or the origin of Batman or Superman. Like, we've seen that origin. It's kind of like that, at least for a person of my generation and so forth. So once we get past that, though, things get a little bit more interesting. It's a lot of more cooler stuff that starts coming up here, and then we get a better pacing. So I think that's it for Ninja Turtles. So overall, I think most kids and preteens will undoubtedly enjoy this movie. And even though there's some moments here that the filmmakers attempt to pull those nostalgia strings to people like me who grew up with the cartoon and the characters, they definitely add some stuff in there. Again, this is a non-spoiler review, so I won't give you those details, but they add some of those in there, and they worked. And overall, it's a cute and fun little animated movie. So, like I always do, see it, stream it, or skip it in the Movie Canon system here. So for this one, it's going to be a see it. So it'll still be a see it. Grade B-. Some of the negative components there that I already talked about. So it brings it down a little bit, but I'll say it's a see it, grade B-. So that's the Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem that is coming out on August 2nd. So it's coming up. It's just a few days from now here.